Welcome to this week's Read the Bible Stories Together session. And we are following our lectionary for this coming Sunday from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24, verses 13 through 35. It is another story of Jesus appearing to the disciples. And this one takes place on a road, and the story is called The Road to Emmaus. So, from the Spark Story Bible, from Sparkhouse Publishing, The Road to Emmaus. 3 days after Jesus died, Clopas and his friend were slowly walking down the road to Emmaus. They were walking slowly because they felt sad. Why did Jesus have to die? They wondered. After a while, a stranger began walking alongside them. The stranger was really Jesus, but Clopas and his friend didn't know it. "What are you talking about?" the stranger asked. The men looked at each other. "Are you the only person in town who doesn't know what just happened?" they asked. They told the stranger what had happened to Jesus. "Jesus was a great teacher," Clopas said. "We hoped he was the one God promised would save the world, but instead he died on the cross. We took Jesus' body down and put it in the tomb. This morning, our friends went to the tomb, but Jesus' body was gone. They said there was an angel there instead. And the angel told our friends, 'Jesus is alive.' But—" "Stop being silly," the stranger said. "How many times do you need to hear this? It was God's plan for Jesus to die and become alive again to save the world." And you can see the friends walking on the road slowly to Emmaus, and Jesus a little bit back in the distance in this picture. So they don't know who's going to approach them yet in that picture. By now, they were almost to Emmaus. Clopas invited the stranger to stay for dinner, and during dinner, the stranger picked up a loaf of bread, broke it, blessed it, and gave each man a piece. All of a sudden, Clopas and his friend recognized the stranger. It was Jesus. But then Jesus disappeared. Clopas and his friends jumped up, ran from the room, and went to tell the rest of Jesus' disciples that Jesus really was alive. God kept another promise. So you can see Jesus serving, breaking the bread at their dinner together, and Clopas realizing who this stranger was. So, if you saw Jesus walking down the road, who would you tell? What would you say about the story? And what does this story mean to you in your everyday life? Talk about that this week with your family and friends.